in the last 90 days, you need to be caller 13 604 280 2588. Sim?
Thanks very much for that, Dave. Well, do you take all of the vacation time that you can? Beverly Beuermann-King is a sociologist and stress expert. She's here to tell us that apparently we don't.
We don't.
Why?
Well, the Expedia.ca and Ipsos Reid did a survey and commissioned a survey. What they found is that we're leaving 2 days on the table. We're not using up all of our vacation time.
People actually have leftover vacation time at the end of the year.
Yeah, so, you know, and the funny thing is that, 20% of us want more vacation time, yet we're still leaving these days on the table.
Well, how many Canadians are we talking about here that are doing this? A majority of us are doing this?
So on average, we're leaving 2 days. So when Ipsos Reid looked at all the people that they surveyed, that was the number that came out. We get 19 days and we're leaving 2 days.
Okay, so what was the worst profession then, would you say, for people actually leaving this time on the table?
The survey looked at kind of our perceptions of professions, and so our perception is that medical professions and caregivers are the most vacation deprived, and that makes sense. When we look at other surveys, when we look at other studies, there's a high rate of job burnout. There's lots of symptoms related to stress, and it's hard to detach. You're putting your heart and soul into caring for other people. So there's a lot of guilt. These people, people that you're looking after are worse off than you, so not wanting to put a lot of time into yourself.
Now, Beverly, would you say that is why a lot of people don't take all their vacation, is because there is some guilt attached to work, or they feel like they have to put in more time, or they're feeling stressed because of that?
Lots of those reasons, and it was interesting for BCers. BCers, compared to the rest of Canada, felt that they were too busy to take vacation time. And so we have this perception that vacation time isn't necessarily useful, but what we know, it's just like a car engine. You can't rev it and not put maintenance into it. So we need downtime. Okay, and you also mentioned, though, that when we do go on downtime, we're really not going on enough downtime. We're not sort of removing enough stuff from our lives. Yeah, 18% of us still stay connected. We're still checking voicemails and emails. We're still involved, and so we need to take control of that. For some of us, we might need to be able to check those messages, and so what we say is control the technology. Don't let technology control you. Just because you can be connected 24 hours a day doesn't mean you should be connected 24 hours a day. But people get afraid, right? They get afraid that if they leave, if they're out of touch or out of sight, then something's going to happen, the business is going to collapse, or something bad will happen. If you're afraid the business is going to collapse, then you better re-examine how you've structured the business. Or maybe not take that vacation, is what we've been doing, right? Yeah. So we need to really look at, if I'm the one that's holding the business up, I better put some time into myself, because in the long term, if I'm not putting me time in, I'm going to fall apart, and then the business is going to fall apart. So I need to be able to do this on a regular basis. Okay, now if we don't take, everybody likes to talk about taking vacations and how they need to do it, but if we don't do it, and clearly we're not doing enough of it, what happens to us? Why do we need it so badly? Lots of things. I mean, we can have all kinds of health reactions, and if you've been working hard, working fast, you're going to feel it in your neck and shoulders. You're going to the dentist and they're talking about you grinding your teeth, you're not able to sleep the way you're supposed to. You're going to get more flus and colds. It may affect your relationships. Your sense of humor goes down. You're not communicating in the same way. You're more negative. Those are all bad things. Those are all bad things. And then for your work, your productivity goes down because you're not able to concentrate and focus. You may read a piece of paper and then not understand what you read and have to go back and do it again. So our concentration, focus go down, and we may end up with more accidents, lower productivity. On average, what would you say, though, Beverly, is the amount of time that people should take off? Is a week enough? For some people, they can, if you haven't had a vacation in 5 years, taking a day, like an extra day on the long weekend that's coming up, it's not going to be helpful. Right. If you are good at taking it regularly, then an extra day here and there is going to be helpful. For most of us, though, because we are vacation deprived, it's going to take you 3 or 4 days just to get into vacation mode. So you're thinking 2 weeks then, because it's a week just to get into vacation mode and then a week to actually relax. I think each person's different, but you got to plan it. So if you haven't had one, then plan something that's going to meet with your needs. If you haven't had relaxation time, then you're going to plan your vacation to be relaxing. Not that you're going to every activity that you can think of in the city that you're visiting. Plan it for relaxation time. If your job is more mundane, then look at something that's going to give you energy, excitement, and challenge. You learn something. Exactly. Is it possible, though, and this is a great debate that I always hear among people, is it possible to stay at home on your vacation and still have a relaxing time? You can stay at home and have a relaxing time if you make that the priority. Many of us, though, will stay at home and then we look at the laundry that needs to be done and the lawn that needs to be cut and all the chores. That when that happens. And so then we go back and go, oh, I was busy the entire weekend, and you don't feel like you've relaxed at all. So really understanding that. The Expedia.ca survey also found, though, that when we do take that time off, many of us, 55% of us, come back feeling better about our jobs and more relaxed. So it's actually good for us. And we know it is because we feel it when we come back. Excellent advice, Beverly, that people should go to work today and book a vacation. Exactly. Thank you very much for your time. 7:56, you're watching Breakfast Television.
people could say that they were told to.